everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a video all about you lovely singles, and this is all about you guys if you have been single since birth. So obviously this doesn't have to be for you guys who've been single since birth. It can be if you're just single or you've had maybe a short-term relationship or relationship didn't work out, you know, things like that. So it kind of feels like you've been single since birth. It's up to you guys. If you're drawn to this video, then it's for you. So we have 4 groups today. We have group number 1 with a rose quartz heart, group number 2 with a clear quartz heart, group 3 with a citrine heart, and group number 4 with a white jade heart. So please choose your groups. My flame is going for a girl. She is hot and heavy today. So let's get started with today's reading, starting off with group number 1. Hello group number 1, let's get started with your reading, my lovelies. So you guys chose the beautiful rose quartz heart, such a little cutie. I'm going to put her there. So you guys, we're going to start off with the tarot first, and then we're going to have a look into your oracle cards and everything like that. Okay, group number 1. So I was going to start off with the tarot, and then the messages were all kind of crazy. So we're going to go straight into the oracle cards, and then we'll have a look into the tarot. So let's get you some oracle cards, and let's see. So we're going to start off with the crystal cards. So we have Apophyllite Connect. Let's see what else we have. So this is going to be your guidance as to why things have happened the way they have. We have Zincite, which is gorgeous. So let's get the next deck here. Okay. So we're going to pull from this deck here as well. Okay, we have Boundaries. We have Align Your Life, and then let's get one more from the Threads of Fate, which you guys know is one of my absolute favourite decks. I'm hearing like clinging to life. Does it say about that? No, I feel like it's saying about clinging to life at the moment. You guys are really clinging. Yeah, something that you're clinging to. Okay. Here in the number 30, we have the 3 and we have 44, and then we have the Magi. Okay, let's just clarify that. Your group is it's just a little bit confusing for me. It feels like there's nothing that's concrete. So I do feel like Spirit's kind of holding back the answers right now. So we'll have a look. Sometimes it takes a little while to kind of cover it. Yeah, we have Boundaries twice. That makes sense. Okay, so we then have Nature underneath the deck. Okay, actually not underneath the deck, at the top of the deck. And then underneath the deck, we have Sacred Sexuality. Right, I feel like because this is the one underneath the deck, there's something that you're keeping private. You hold yourself very, very close to your heart. You're very, very scared of being vulnerable, of kind of being too close to people. A lot of people have kind of taught you that it's not safe to love. And this is through most likely childhood or close friends. I feel like your power has definitely been taken away through relationships. Not when I say taken away, no one can ever take away your power, but people can literally suck the energetic life out of you. So something that's really going to be good for you is to cut some cords with family members, people who you don't kind of vibe with, but you kind of have to be around, or you feel like, you know, some obligations there. The power and the boundaries makes me feel like a lot of you guys have felt very, very alone. And the reason why is because you guys are the quote unquote black sheep of the family. I hate saying that, but I have no better words to say it. Basically, even the outcast is like a really bad word. Just like the black sheep, just feeling like an empath, just very like different than your entire family. So the reason why is because you're having to set very, very strong boundaries in this life, and it can take 2 years, it can take 5 years, it can take 10 years. It depends on your growth. So the main reason is because you're getting back your power, you're getting back your strength, and the best way to get your strength back is to be very, very choosy about where you put your energy. So who you hang around with, who you talk to, who you are just like being around. It's like extending your energy to certain people is really, really important, like making sure you're not kind of overdoing it. So the Magi here, can you tell me what this is about, please? It's like seeking something out, there's something underneath. Okay, so what I'm seeing is right now in your process of time, I'm hearing time and space, there's the energy of you seeing something more clearer. I'm hearing something has to happen before you meet a partner. What it is is basically you're not meant to have a partnership in this phase of your life. The phase of your life, what is happening right now, is a lot of transformation. You are definitely growing up very, very rapidly, and you could even be in your 50s and 60s. You know, it's like, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be like, you know, like teenager, 20s, 30s. It's basically you're maturing at a very rapid rate, really quickly over time. So you could have been in quite a long-term relationship actually, and it just didn't work out, and it was like a marriage involved and everything, but you felt very, very unfulfilled, and there was a massive part of you that really, your intuition was screaming to you saying, girl, this is not good for you. So if you've never been in a relationship, this is also going to be a part of your journey, is to re-listen to your intuition. The Magi is you know what you need to do. This is the Magician. So this is about you knowing exactly what you need to do. So what it means by that is, when you have a situation where you're not too sure in it, say someone's giving you some kind of red flag or some signal that's like, oh my God, I don't know, you will know intuitively. And most of the time when we're in connection or we're on a first date or whatever for the first time, you will get butterflies, and that is because you don't feel safe. Funnily enough, society and everything's like, oh my God, butterflies in your stomach, it's so cute, but actually it's not. Like, it's very, very toxic. It can be excitement, slight excitement, but most of it is, I'm terrified, I'm not ready, this is the wrong person. Your intuition is like, hi bitch, listen to me. Okay, so basically what I'm seeing for you guys is the best thing for you to do is to set very, very strong boundaries. And the reason why you haven't actually got that person yet is because you are figuring out what aligns in your life. And if you have been around very, very toxic people or people who aren't right for you, you're definitely going to struggle with finding out what aligns in your life. And we have a lot of crown chakra and root chakra energy, so it's like the top and the bottom of the body. So what this is saying to me is you're very ungrounded. Your energy is very, very flighty. You might struggle with anxiety, depression, ADHD, things like that, which for me, I've really realized from personal experience from dealing with these things, is a lot of it is to do with self-regulation. Basically, when we aren't emotionally helped, regulated, when we aren't looked after properly emotionally, because, you know, our parents and our, you know, siblings or whoever can only do so much. We have to sustain that energy for ourselves. So if we don't have, you know, the emotional support growing up, or we don't have the emotional support as we grow up, it's like we can develop anxiety, because what happens is when we start to feel things, we push it down, and then we get scared, we get anxious, we get worried, because it's like you can't hold feelings down, it's not natural. So that is something, when I realized that, I was like, oh my God, that's so simple, but no one ever told me that. It's like I figured it out for myself, so I'm telling you guys now. So what I'm seeing is meditation is going to really serve you in terms of your relationships, and what is going to be amazing is the next partner you're going to meet is going to be so fun. They're going to be so happy and so joyful, and they're going to be around about 2 to 3 years between you two. For some of you guys, you might even meet a partner when you're very young. I am seeing when you are between about 17 to 19. If you are, you know, around that age, then I do see you possibly meeting someone marriage material. I'm seeing for some of you that will be, if you're like a mutable sign, of course not all of you, it can be, you know, fixed signs, but I'm seeing more like Aries, and I'm seeing, I mean, Virgo's not a cardinal, so cardinal signs are Aries, and I'm also seeing Virgos, Libras, Geminis, you know, things like that. I'm not seeing a lot of fixed signs, but for those of you, of course, that's a very small amount of you. So the rest of you, the Zincite energy is very powerful. This is like, you've got to get in your physical body, girl. So you might have had some really bad health issues in the past, and this is because your body is extremely sensitive to people's energies. If you have been in school or education, well, most likely you have, college, university, and you just feel shit afterwards. You feel ill, you feel crappy, even after a 9-to-5 job, or, you know, doing a job that you really don't like. You just felt really, really rubbish. And this is because your body's saying, get the fuck out of there. So sometimes you can't, because you have to do the work, you have to get money. You know, I totally understand that. But sometimes you do have a choice. Sometimes you can get homeschooled. Sometimes you can do a job that's for yourself. And it's just really being very mindful, like I said, choices, like boundaries, making those boundaries for yourself. And it does take a lot of confidence or a lot of courage to come out of those things, or at least be a lot more confident with just changing your path, because we're such creatures of habit. So for you guys, if you do need to change something up, this is going to majorly increase your almost like I'm hearing love ability. It's almost like you're going to be able to open your heart quicker, and it's honouring yourself. It's just things like that. So just take it as it resonates, guys. It's going to be different for everybody. But I love the white and the red. That's really beautiful. Some of you guys might really be connecting with those colours. Okay, so let's get you some tarot now. Let's see what's going on for you guys. I literally just lost my card deck. That was very, very confusing. Okay. Right, so let's get some cards. So I did put back the other tarot cards. So I'm going to pull you again the cards. So I kind of got a better understanding now what's going on for you guys. This is the one here. Beautiful. We have the World. So I do see around a big significant birthday. So it could be, like I said, like 18. It could be 21, 30. Big Saturn return energy that I'm picking up on. This is going to be about the time when you have a partner. The reason why you haven't had one yet is because, like I said, you're still finding out who you are and how you kind of interact with each partnership, or how you interact with the opposite sex, especially, of course, if you are interested in the opposite sex. Even just romantic partners, you're figuring out like who you like, especially if you do like both genders as well. You're kind of figuring out, who do I feel more comfortable with, or what type of personality do I like? It's really just, it's experience. Some of you might need to have a couple of flings before you kind of understand. You know, I'm not, saying that's, always like a suggestion, but if you guys feel drawn to do that with people, then of course do it safely. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely about exploration. I feel like for you guys, you're taking your love life very, very seriously. And there might be some outside pressures from family kind of forcing you to be with somebody or rush into it. And I'm picking up a little bit of guilt. So a lot of this guilt is most likely to do with society, but it can be ancestral or family orientated as well. So how you can really overcome this is just to recognize that, stop entangling yourself. Like, this pressure is it can only really be in your mind, as long as you don't take it on as personal. This is just them playing out their patterns from their parents, playing out their patterns from society. You don't have to take it on, it's a choice. So the person you're going to be with is going to be when you establish yourself more in your career, when you feel like more available. It's almost like your energy is not available right now because you're going through so much. It's like it's like a cake hasn't cooked yet, like, the broth hasn't boiled, that kind of deal. It's like it really does need some extra time. So the Two of Swords here is saying, like, I'm just not available yet. So your person is 100%, going to be there when it's the right time for you. There's not going to be any kind of delays. The only delay I'm feeling is really about choice. It's like you can decide whether to be or not be with this person, to be or not to be. That is the question. So Six of Pentacles is showing me a lot of you guys are going to learn to lean in with relationships in terms of friends and co-workers and things like that, and possibly family, to learn to lean in more, to be more closer to people. That's going to help you to manifest a relationship, because what it's going to do, it's going to open your heart more. And also what I'm feeling is, if you lean in your heart to somebody and they kind of reject it or whatever, it's trying not to take it too personally and just to kind of move away from that person, or just to kind of be a hermit for a while, just so you can get your energy back. So we have the Strength card. We're picking up on, it sounds so random, but like franchises, and pick up on like movies like Narnia, Marvel, stuff like that. Like, I'm seeing like long franchises of movies. This feels like, I'm hearing it's a long story. So you guys have just been going on being single for a very long time. But what I'm seeing is a lot of it's to do with a sense of maturity. It's like we mature at different levels. So it's kind of like, you go from like teenager and then you go to the young adulthood and then blah, blah, blah. But everyone matures at their own pace. You can be 70 years old and still be a young child at heart, but it's actually listening to your intuition. The intuition is what's going to bring you towards a partnership, and it's really about that, especially with the Strength card. Okay, so I'm picking up that you might actually meet your next relationship through family. So of course, just take that as it resonates, but it feels very, very powerful actually. It feels like it's not too far away. Okay, let's see about this relationship. How are they going to meet this person? Any events around the time? Yeah, I was actually picking up on Scorpio. So the Scorpio energy feels like you guys have gone through it. You've gone through a really, really hard time. And that could be why why it has taken so long. Maybe you have Saturn in your 7th house. Maybe you have maybe you have something like some sort of Scorpio maybe in your Venus or something like that, but really is about boundaries with having Scorpio in your chart. It's really about asserting yourself and also being vulnerable. Okay, so we got a lot of like fixed sign energy. It's really interesting because I was picking up for you guys, you're going to be like a mutable or cardinal. So the fixed sign energy, I feel like, oh, I get it now. I'm hearing avoiding depth. They're saying, that makes so much sense. Okay, so if you are a mutable sign or a cardinal, I do feel like a lot of you guys will be avoiding depth, and Gemini does that too, okay? So an unbalanced version of, Leo, Gemini, Scorpio is avoiding depth. It's kind of like laughing it off, just kind of being like, oh, it's fine, they really hurt me, it's okay, hee hee, just laughing it off, moving on. basically it's more complex than what meets the eye. That's why the messages kind of came in a little bit slower. So what I'm seeing is it's really about getting simple with your life. So not to base it on, oh, when and where I'm going to get a relationship or how. It's more about, okay, what am I going to do in the meantime? And what you're going to do in the meantime, girl, is get deeper with yourself, okay? So this is about listening to your inner voice. Is it being negative? Is it being positive? How are you talking to other people? How are you, interacting with your day-to-day connections? How are they affecting you? Are you being conscious of your energy? Are you cutting cords? Are you releasing their energy from your life? Things like that. And also, are you holding grudges? Is there strong feelings there from a past connection that you won't move on from? All of it is filling up your own cup. The more you fill up your own cup, the more you let it out to people, whether it be a therapist or a person you really trust or something like that, even maybe like an online forum when you meet other people. It's like that's going to be the main thing, because I do feel like a lot of you guys are really scared to share your feelings, which is completely normal, and I'm completely there with you, okay? So let's see who your person is. Let's see who the person is that group number 1 is going to manifest. They feel very manly. They have like very strong masculine arms. So if you're wanting a man, I do see muscly veins in the arms, that sort of thing. If you're wanting a female, I'm seeing very petite, small, long hair. So I'm hearing petite can also just be thin. So if you want a more taller girl, then it can be a very thin, tall girl as well. Lovely. So your person could either be a Scorpio. You could be a Scorpio. The person is very, very intense. Like, they're very childlike as well. This is really lovely. North Node Destiny. Sixth house craft. That's really lovely. So the 6th house craft is showing me that this person is definitely to do with health. It's all connected to how you really work with your lifestyle and things like that. So what I'm feeling is, for you guys, the lifestyle is really important. It's kind of like whatever you're interested in, don't force yourself to be interested in things that you're not interested in, because that's not going to bring you any more happiness. It's kind of like, oh, maybe I could, if I did this, maybe I'll meet some like a nice, like, I don't know, like a doctor or something. It's like, it's just, you've got to do something that you're interested in and go towards that as much as you can. Of course, there might be people who are trying to like divert you, especially if, like I said, family or religious aspects, but it really is about your life. And remember, you have your own body, you're in charge of it, so you get to basically do whatever you want, of course, when you're over 18 legally. So we have Cancer as well. So Cancer's a really soft, genuine energy. This is a very protective energy. So the person you're going to be with is most likely going to be very extremely protective, very watery. Their sun most likely is going to be a water or mutable sign. So they're going to be possibly a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or possibly a Gemini, Virgo, Sag, or Pisces. And we also have the North Node Destiny. So this person is part of your life purpose. They're part of your, I'm hearing your crew, your journey. It's like where you're journeying to, they're definitely there. They're definitely on the way there. And this person is very, very close to you, actually. They're not going to be too far away from you when you're in the right life purpose. It's kind of like when you start to feel really fulfilled on your life purpose with your career, you will most likely have this person around you. Not straight away, but when it's the right timing. I'm picking up also there might be a strong, powerful event happening with one of your friends' lives at the time when meeting this partner. Could be a wedding, an engagement, a birthday where something happens. Yeah, it feels like there's something very powerful happening, and it feels like it's almost like the universe is using one of your friends to kind of get the messages through. So possibly your friend has an idea to go, I don't know, rollerblading, and then you go rollerblading and you meet this person. So it's kind of like they're using people around you to get to this partner, because that's just going to be how it happens. The sun is also really gorgeous. It's about cracking you open. This is about your heart being really, really open as well. Fireworks. It's just everything's going to be completely cracked open, and the person you're going to meet is going to be really into nature. They're very private as well. Most of the time when a Scorpio is involved, which is interesting because I'm a Scorpio, hey, when a Scorpio is involved, there is definitely a lot of privacy, which is why it can be more difficult to get messages through. So that possibly is why you haven't met your person yet as well, because they are very private. They're a Scorpio. They're, somebody who likes to keep themselves to themselves. And maybe you're just, I said the word baby, maybe you're just not meant to know. Maybe you're just not meant to know when your person's coming in. But for a lot of you guys, really do look after your health and your throat chakra as well. A lot of you guys might suffer with thyroid issues, throat issues, stuff like that. Honey, lemon water is amazing, things like that. Things like echinacea can be really good with things like that too. I'm also just hearing, just be very, you know, really look after your heart. Give yourself a lot of space, especially if you're very, very sensitive. I do feel like this is my sensitive empath group. So if you guys need some space alone, please do that. Like, don't feel guilty. It really is about your own body. And if someone makes you feel guilty out of just doing something for yourself, then they are an emotional vampire, most likely. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm also here, remember to follow your North Node. So wherever your North Node is, have a look in your chart. You can also Google North Node calculator. A lot of it is to do with searching, and it is really to do with your sun sign as well. I just took a really deep breath in. That's my throat chakra being like, hi, let's cough. And I'm like, no, no, not today. So have a lovely day, guys. I will speak to you very soon. My rates and my crystal shop is down below, and I will speak to you very soon. Bye. Hello, good number 2. Let's get started with your reading. You guys chose the clear quartz heart. So let's get started with your reading. Let's see what's going on for group number 2. Okay, so we're going to start off with the tarot. Do you want to start with the tarot? Yes. Okay, because sometimes I do tarot, sometimes I do oracle cards. We're going to do tarot. Okay, have we zoomed all the way out? Yes, we have. Okay, so we have the 7 of Wands. Oh, girl, she's been through it. She's got a few tears. Maybe that's you. You got a few tears, girl. I feel like a lot of you guys really have been through it. You are a very old soul. Like, damn, I'm feeling that old soul past life kind of synchronicities going on. Like, you have a lot of synchronicities that pop up when you need them. You are very connected to your guides. You might be a empath, a highly sensitive, a starseed, you might be all 3, but whatever you're going to be doing or are doing in your life purpose, you're meant to have quite a big life purpose. I mean, we all are basically, but your life purpose in particular, very, very high vibrational, spiritual. It just depends on, you know, the person, but for you guys, you're very open and ready for that type of commitment. Okay, so with this in mind, this is about you guys choosing this life purpose first and then having a partnership. So if you already know what you're doing for your life purpose right now, you're just kind of choosing, to really look at obstacles. So you might have been kind of avoiding stuff in the past emotionally, especially with stuff that's very deep. You're no longer you're no longer kind of avoiding stuff now. You're letting things peek through. We've got a little bit of his trousers kind of peeking through his leg. He's like, hey. So that's what I'm seeing. It's like little things are starting to shift. And I do feel like a lot of you guys are getting a lot of satisfaction. What I'm seeing is like it's slow progress, but you are feeling a lot more healthier emotionally. You're feeling a lot more happier, feeling like you can really be very independent with your emotions. It's like, not, okay, I want to just like specify, for independence with emotions to me is not to say that you have to like do it alone. It's actually the complete opposite. Being independent with your emotions is actually owning them, respecting yourself, asking for help, things like that. Okay, is this for us? No. Okay, cool. So let's get some more cards. So let's see what's going on. Okay, oh my God. This is why I film, because stuff like that happens. Okay, so we have the 7 of Cups. You guys are really taking off that mask, girl. Yes. Taking off that mask. There's a lot of, oh, here's something ready to come up. I'm feeling that. I'm hearing like pointing fingers and like screaming at people. I'm hearing she did this, she did that, he did this, he did that. So there's a lot of anger and there's a lot of resentment, which is very natural when you're going through a big process. A lot of you guys, you are going to meet your relationship, I feel, probably in about, I'm picking up on the number 9 and I'm seeing September. So it could be around the 9th of a month. It could be the 9th month, like September. But it feels as if it's not too far away. A lot of you guys are just recovering emotionally. I feel like you guys are meant to be by yourself right now, because there's a lot of kind of, you're learning how to interact with the person you're going to be romantic with. So say if you're into, if you're into men, you're working on how to interact with men and how to establish boundaries. If you want a woman, you are learning to you are learning how to interact with women and things like that. So what this means is basically you're setting your boundaries. So when you get into a relationship, you're not just like swooning over them constantly. It's not a honeymoon phase all the time. You are really being present in your body. So we had the Sun card, we had the 7 of Cups. A lot of you guys have just had such lackluster connections, friendships, romantic life, all the above. So the sun is showing me, the sun is literally shining on your first house and your 7th house. So what this is showing me is basically the 1st and the 7th house are opposite each other. So the 7th house is obviously to do with relationships, and the 1st house is to do with your body and yourself. So you're basically learning how to interact with relationships for yourself. So you might even be in your 1st house year, depending on how old you are. And basically you're learning how to be okay with being by yourself. That's basically what you're learning. So once you're ready, and when, you know, the universe, your guides, your intuition's like, yep, I'm ready now, she's ready now, you're going to be fully forgiving and letting go of a lot of old people. And you're not even like, when I say old people, I mean like old connections. And these people, you're really not even thinking about them anymore. So you might actually be kind of ruminating and kind of going over a lot of old past relationships. And you're really not doing that. So, which is really great, because especially if you guys really do hold on to connection, especially if you're a water sign, earth sign especially, you guys can hold on for quite a long time. So the sun is basically showing me that you guys are shining, you're having a light shone on you. And with the 1st house being lit up here, I do feel like we have a sense of working on your sense of identity in the world, and you are going to be tested through letting yourself be more vulnerable. And this can actually be fully vulnerable, like literally physically vulnerable, by, say you want to be intimate with somebody, there's an opportunity to be intimate if that's something you want, first of all, before getting into a full-on connection. Like that could be even the first time you do something. I would suggest being in a partnership before you do something like that, but, you know, of course, just take it as resonates. Everyone's different, no judgment here whatsoever, girl. Or it could literally be that you're somebody who is learning to get your creativity out there and you're going to start something brand new. The 8 of Cups in the reverse is showing me you no longer give a shit about the past. You're just like, girl, I want to move on. So I'm picking up on double digits. So you could be 22, 33, 44 when you are in a relationship. I'm also seeing you are needing to overcome this fear of like change as well. I think you're going to be doing that. It doesn't have to be like a full-on change to this connection to change. But basically, I see you guys relaxing around it and you're doing more fun things. And that could be how you meet your person. I'm seeing you meeting somebody around like a club. Something to my throat chakra. I'm picking up, it's like once you start to do some moves, like once you start to commit yourself more to your journey, this person becomes closer and closer to you. It's very unexpected, like really, really, really unexpected. So your person could be religious or spiritual. They are very friendly to animals. They are really, really caring. They're really gentle. They do feel like a earthy, watery sign. So we'll have a look and see what else we have here. And we'll get some oracle cards first, and then we'll have a look into this person's personality and things like that. Okay, so let's get you guys some crystal cards. Let's see some advice as to why you may have been single up until this point. So we have calcite, we have lepidolite. Those two are gorgeous. All green, adventure, and the opportunities, heart chakra. Yeah, a lot of you guys can meet this person through college or university. Very few of you though, okay? Don't get too excited. Very few of you, but it is possible. Okay, let's get you some more oracle cards. Let's get you some more advice. I'm hearing the word Nona or Nana. So depending on where you're from in the world, I do feel like you have ancestors in spirit, or this could be that you even meet, I mean, on a whim, you might even meet your person through grandparents. It might even be, you know, you get a message from your grandparent to go do something if they're in the spirit realm, or if they're on the earth plane, it might be someone connected to them. It could be something like that, of course, not to do with family, but they're like connected like a friend of a friend or something like that. It's like something to do with strong connections of ancestors. So we have, you're already doing it, stop overthinking, keep facing your true north. So if anything, there really isn't one main reason as to why you've been single up until this point. But at the end of the day, it is your choice. And on a higher perspective, you aren't ready for that connection yet, really. So if you do feel like you're overthinking, just don't worry. You are already facing your true north, okay? So for a lot of you guys, you're meant to meet friends first before you have a relationship. You're meant to have strong boundaries with friends. Which is a good starting place, really, because when you're in a romantic connection, there is really, you know, you're really sharing everything. Yeah, beautiful. So a lot of you guys have a big fat void and feeling like you have a big fat void in your life. It really is about timing. So if you guys are feeling like this big fat void is there, try into something new. Try to really extend your energy, do a new hobby, try and make some new friends somehow. It doesn't, not even really trying, it's more about like just try new hobbies, try new things out, lean more into different ways of expressing yourself. Could be through like journaling or photography, or it could be an Instagram account, something like that. But whatever it is, you really do need to move your body. A lot of you guys are very, very stuck. So you could just be ruminating. You have a very, very, very powerful mind. And you take on a lot of things, a lot of pressure. So with the ascension and the void, a lot of you guys just are feeling very empty because you are ascending so quickly. So just be very patient with yourself. The take risk is really great. Take risk always is a really beautiful card to me, because it's just saying you guys really possibly are feel like you're taking a risk right now with how you're feeling. But for a lot of it is just, you just got to be by yourself, guys. It really is about that. Relationships aren't everything. Like, they're not going to solve all your problems. They're beautiful, but honestly, guys, if you aren't ready for one, you want to make sure you're ready, because you don't want to really, you know, put yourself through pain for no reason. And also the take risk card is showing me that a lot of you guys can take little small risks to kind of do something you really enjoy doing. It could even apply for a job that you really, really want. It might feel like a big risk, but actually it's not. It's more about you just being a little bit more open and flexible in that way. Okay, so I feel like a lot of you guys, it is really about just trusting. Trust in the moment. We have the Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, Helpers in the Subtle Realm. You have a lot of guides. You have a lot of guides. And then we have the Age of Light. You've been trained for this for lifetimes. You have Calmness, and you have Lepidolite. So what this is showing for me is your throat chakra is really being asked to be heard. So it could be you need to do some singing, you need to do some like journaling or something like that. But it really is about just trusting. I don't feel like there's any main reasons to why you've been single, which is great. So stop beating yourself up, girl. I feel like a lot of you guys just need to relax. And find a purpose. A lot of it is really about purpose. So if you're someone who's very practical, finding a purpose of some kind is really good. So it could be like a daily like moving routine, like when you do yoga every day. It could be maybe talking to a certain person every day just to help you feel a little bit less alone. It could be just really learn to relax a bit more in terms of like not burning yourself out so much. Also is to stop comparing yourself to other people. A lot of you guys might see relationships on Instagram or something like that. I think, oh, I really want that. But at the end of the day, like all jealousy is just this feeling of like, you want that. That's just how it is, you know. And at the end of the day, you don't have to feel jealous because it's not your life. You know, you're not meant to have that thing right now. And, you know, finding things that are really good for you. And a lot of the times when we are single, it's because we're still figuring out certain aspects of ourselves. You want to feel stable, you know, before you come into a connection. You want to find that sense of stability. Otherwise, it's just going to be a bit of a mess. And guys, you don't want to be in a mess. So let's see any information on how you're going to meet this relationship, this person. Second house. Fifth house. Opposition, balance. Aquarius, Capricorn. Okay, so it is going to be when you start to take responsibility for your emotional side. You can't have someone basically be the emotion for you. So if you are kind of in a position where you just want to be a little bit more comfortable, it really is about looking more deep within yourself. So asking yourself questions, and things like balance is really, really important. A lot of you guys are going through massive Uranus stages right now, a lot of revolution. A lot of you guys are also learning personal power. My middle finger is itching. You know what you do with your middle finger? You put it up to people you hate. That is so blunt. Maybe not to everyone, but sometimes you feel like doing that. So you think about it, but you don't do it. Basically, it's to do with your personal power. It's basically about your sacred sexuality. It's your natural ability to live your life really, and to really put your power in place. So if anyone really strips that away, they're not the right person. This could be an age, 25 or 52. And also Aquarius and Capricorn is really a very strong, sensible zodiac sign. Aquarius is very independent, same with Capricorn. So really it's about being more independent with your life. It's really owning your life and not worrying about another person coming in. And if it makes you feel any better, stop watching romantic films, because they are so uncomfortable to watch when you want a partner. Okay, so let's have a look at your person. Let's see what sort of person could be coming in for you. Okay, so someone who's gone through a really big health journey. There's somebody who could be a dietitian. They could be in the realm of health. I think you could meet them through an apprenticeship. You could meet them through some sort of school, academics, something like that. So they could be an Aries, they could be a Virgo. They could be a tattoo artist. They could have a tattoo on their left or right arm. You can also meet them through a friend as well. And you could definitely see them in your dreams for sure. They're very, very spiritual. They are very, very intuitive. So they know exactly what you're feeling when you're feeling it. They're very sensitive to your feelings. They're going to be somebody who, when you're around them, you're going to feel a lot of synchronicities happening. And there's a sense of like, it's going to take you a while to get close to each other. But when you do, it feels really good. And you're going to feel just really comfortable quite quickly, actually. A lot of you guys, this person's very grounded. They really know themselves. Their ego can be a little bit big because they are very fiery. But that's just because they are very strong-willed and they like their own way. So I'm also feeling you're going to have this very strong community around you when you're around this person. When this person comes in, you'll have a couple of people that really support you. So they're gonna. So it's basically about your self-worth. Really, it's basically about your self-worth and how you see yourself. So if you're around a lot of supportive people, they're going to really help you to see yourself in the best light. A lot of you guys, I'm hearing, stop resisting. A lot of you guys are resisting. I feel like even just looking after yourself. So stop resisting that, guys. It really is about working on yourself and your throat chakra too. So a lot of you guys, I'm picking up, you're going to be letting go of a past relationship, possibly an ex or something like that. And what this means is you're just not going to be interested in that type of energy anymore. You're more interested in someone who really honours you, who really blesses your life, and somebody who just makes you feel really good. You might suddenly look into astrology and then you might compare your chart to theirs and things like that. I do definitely feel like this person is quite a mystery, so it will be a little bit of a mystery when you meet them. They're definitely somebody I'm picking up, they're quite tall and they're picking up quite narrow, so they have quite flat feet, narrow feet. And there's somebody who has like slightly brown hair, like brown hair, light to dark brown hair. And I'm seeing like quite a nerdy look. So this is obviously not for everyone, but I'm picking up on that. Obviously for some of you guys, I'm picking up for some of you guys it might be Jamaican or have Jamaican descent, Jamaican family. Picking up on Greek as well, and a little bit of Australian in there as well. So obviously just take it as it resonates. There's another thing I was going to say as well. This person, yeah, they love books. They love poetry. Picking up on DVDs. They might have a massive DVD collection. Does anyone even keep DVDs anymore? But this person does love vintage stuff as well. So they might have a record player. They're quite like a hipster, but in a non kind of, you know, weird way. Like not in a way that makes you cringe. Not in a way it's like they're trying to fit in. They're just being themselves. Basically, a very artistic person. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a lovely day. My rates and my crystal shop is down below. Have a lovely day and I'll speak to you very soon. Bye. Hello, number 3. Let's get started with your reading. Let's see what's going on for you as to why you have been single and if there's any reason, and if not, let's just see who your future partner is. So we have the beautiful citrine crystal. She's so cute. I love her. Beautiful energy. So let's see, we have the star. I mean, that is lovely. This is just basically saying, I mean, I could have like I can make this group about 10 seconds. This is basically saying everything is meant to be as it is. You are on the right path. The star is just saying divine timing, girl, divine timing, divine timing, divine timing. Okay. So the star is also a really lovely energy of just kind of going with the flow. It's basically saying you are safe, you are protected. And the reason why you haven't met your partner yet is because you're not meant to. If you met your partner now, it'll be the wrong timing. It won't be good for you and it just won't work. So let's see what's going on for you. Let's see any other information. The star is really lovely as well. It's just kind of just showing you that it really is up to the universe, up to your soul when you're meant to meet this new relationship. And also you might have Saturn in your 7th house. I just heard that really strongly. So it might be a while until you meet someone because of that. But what that means is basically you got even more time to get ready for someone who's right for you. And then you're going to be with them for the rest of your life. And how amazing is that? So you want to make sure you're ready to be with somebody, especially if you're going to be with them for the rest of your life. So a lot of your time right now has been spent working, kind of doing you, just doing the mundane. It's been quite, I want to say dull, possibly a little bit boring. But what this is showing me is your hard work is actually paying off. I do feel like people are coming to you for you and your abilities and whatever you're really, really good at. So I'm seeing if you guys want to start your own business, that would be such a good idea. It'll give you your life purpose, I feel, is part of you having your own business, because you're very, very independent in that way. You're very independent and really, really good with money. The person you can meet could easily be a air sign or somebody who's just really, really good at talking. Like they're somebody who loves to share. They could be somebody who actually has their own podcast. But what I'm feeling is they're a perfect match for you. Right now, you're meant to be on your own. You're meant to be by yourself. It doesn't mean you are completely on your own, because your person's always around you spiritually on the 5D. But this Queen of Swords is lovely because we have the Queen of Swords and we have the King of Swords. So what this is saying to me, you both are literally meant to be together. You are a really lovely match. This person is the person you're meant to be with, somebody who's going to really help you. And also what I'm feeling is, from experience, you normally get the person that you need to be with, not somebody you really want to be with. So we go through relationships to help us learn more about ourselves. So this person is definitely going to help you do that. They are really mature. They really take responsibility for a lot of the things that they go through. So they're not somebody to basically deflect everything and never take responsibility. They're really wholesome. They are a perfect match in terms of if you want to have babies and if you want to get married. They really are very, very committed. They love connections. They love deep connections. They love anything with depth. They're somebody who loves longevity. They do feel like a fixed sign as well. They're also somebody who could possibly be a water sign as well. So the raven I'm seeing as well is a really big omen for you. Ravens, I feel like, are about shadow work and looking really deep into the past. They're not really an animal that's, a lot of people find very beautiful. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. They kind of remind me of just really big spiritual awakening. So this person is part of that spiritual awakening, and they could also be going through really effing similar things to you. Like literally whatever you're going through right now, they're going through the exact same thing. They feel very, very alone. Like they feel very alone in their family. They don't really resonate with any of the people in their family. And you two are going to just absolutely be so effing supportive of each other. Both of you are going to meet at a very synchronistic time. It's going to be a really, really down-to-earth connection. Both of you have a lot in common. And both of you are really working really working hard at the moment. And the Queen of Swords is about you getting really independent. It's about you having your own money, your own house, I feel. Some of you guys might even move into your own house and then meet this partner. It's about kind of like moving your energy around. I also just see some of you guys, it's about really establishing boundaries as well. I'm picking up in the next 2 years, you're going to have a very strong connection with this person. I do feel like the next couple of years, you're going to have this partnership come in, and you're going to be ready for it. And there's not going to be a resistance. At the moment, I don't feel like you are super ready. Just because you're not, that's just not really a particular reason. Also, it's to do with kind of being vulnerable. It's about not having to be perfectionistic and absolutely perfect all the time. Like your person will love you for who you are, and if they don't, then they're not the right person. Like what's the point in somebody loving you for like half of you? Like that's not a relationship. That's just being perfectionistic and weird. Probably a bit traumatic as well if you've experienced that. I'm also hearing that a lot of people have just wanted you for your body. You are definitely establishing very strong boundaries around that, and you don't want that anymore. Also, it could be the opposite. Some of you guys are just starting out doing things like that, and that's great if you feel drawn to that. Obviously stay safe with it as well. But if you are really wanting someone who's very, very strong-willed and someone who's going to be there for you and someone who's going to really look after you, then they will definitely provide that connection for you. I do feel as if you're going to get the rewards back to all the effort you're putting into your emotional health, your physical, even just your work as well. You are going to reap the rewards, and it might not be an instantaneous like that, but remember you are shedding a lot of layers, and sometimes it takes a while when you do shed layers to get to like the root of something. Especially if you've had a lot of trauma, you might not even remember a lot of your childhood because of that, but just take it as it resonates, guys. Okay, so I'm picking up on clear quartz for you guys. It'd be interesting when you get that. I'm seeing just you just really vibing with the colour white, just like everything's white around you, because you just want a clean slate. And I'm seeing that that just is very good for you as well, because everything, when you clean your space, that can really, really help you with your mind. So we have rutilated quartz. We actually have a house, like a, not a house, we have a door, and we have family. So it's really interesting how we have home and family. So you definitely are working on that. A lot of you guys might not be in a relationship right now because you are basically working on a lot of family issues. It's not to say that you're not meant for a relationship. 100% everyone is. I feel like that's basically why we're here, is to cultivate and be in love with each other, and even just friendships, any type of connections, soul connections. That is why we're here as a human being. That's why you're in this squishy little flesh body. So what I'm seeing is the best thing you can do is to observe family and to not get too attached, especially if you have Aquarian qualities. Aquariuses are very, very dedicated to their family, whether it be do or die. You know, if they're really treating them badly, sometimes they can still be there. You know, it's the unbalanced kind of feminine energy there. Unbalanced feminine energy in Aquarius energy. So if you guys have strong Aquarius energy, this is a really powerful message to really put yourself first and see your family as people, not just your family. Literally see them as a person. Say if this was a stranger, would you still let them treat you like the way they are, you know? So if there's people who are treating you really good, then definitely keep them in your life. It's about being selective. It's about finding your safe space. And you might even, like I said, you might even change home before you are in this relationship. And yeah, it's literally teaching you how to open your heart. It's literally teaching you how to be yourself and not to change yourself for anyone, which is so powerful. I love that. Do you want her? No. Okay. Yes. Definitely. I'm going to part the crystal sea and we're going to put her in the middle. So, deep replenishment, retreat, rest, and be held. So, the long hair is lovely. I feel like you guys really want to have long hair or you're aiming to get long hair. This is about you guys just resting, okay? You've had a lot of drama in your life, girl. Have you forgotten about all the crap you've been through? Like, you have had so much going on. And you don't have to deal with it anymore. So now you don't have a lot of drama. You're working on what lights you up, what makes you feel good, expressing yourself. This is literally looking out, and you have so much room. Like, you have so much room. So a lot of you guys, this might be how you're feeling about your next home. You might have a lot more room to spread yourself out. You might even have your own home office. You might have a really big garden, something like that. The Sovereign, lovely. So this is really getting you comfortable with being by yourself. A lot of you guys have very strong karma around relationships, around not romantic connections, but really is about just any connection. So a lot of you guys are very connected to ancestral trauma in terms of like, I have to be around my family, I have to be around friends, I have to have loads of friends. It really is about not distracting yourself. Like, the more you can not distract yourself, being present, really dealing with the stuff that's coming up. Like, if something hurts you and makes you feel uncomfortable, that is telling you, what do you need to heal? Feel it to heal it, which my girl Candace says. She says, feel it to heal it. She is called Candace Vandell. She's amazing. She deals with trauma. She deals with attachment trauma, tapping and EFT. She does all things like that. She does how to awaken your spiritual gifts and things like that. She's absolutely amazing. She's one of my favourite people on YouTube. So definitely subscribe to her if that's interesting you. So what it does is her videos really validate you, to kind of tell you like you're not on your own. We don't get taught how to be emotional beings, unfortunately, because society is messed up. So what you're doing is you're relearning how to cope, basically how to live and how to work with yourself, how to really accept yourself, how to really accept the parts of you you're not very happy with, but you love them anyway. And that is powerful. That is effing powerful. Yes, beautiful. So a lot of you guys have had to be very independent and really had to grit your teeth for it. It's not a comfortable experience. But once this has really been worked on, you will be in a relationship because you're ready. And there's going to be somebody who's going to be a sovereign as well. You are a sovereign being. You're in charge of your own body. You get to do whatever the frick frack you want with it. Of course, you know, legally when you're over the age of 18. So basically, I mean, even when you're under 18, it's still your body. You have definite, you know, you have rights. And especially when it comes to being intimate and sharing your energy with people, it's really important to just make sure that you have choice and you're not forcing yourself to be in any uncomfortable situation. I also just feel like you guys are you've got a really old soul. You have so much wisdom and you're really going to be appreciated for that. The person you're going to be with is really going to appreciate you for your wisdom as well, which is really, really lovely. They're going to be asking you like, so what do you think about this? And, you know, like, how did you go through like any sort of issue with that, or how was it with your past relationships and stuff like that? They're going to be so interested in you. It's going to be so cute. Okay, so let's have a look and see how you could possibly meet this person. Lovely. When you're away from your family home, it doesn't actually have to be, that's one option. It can be when you become more independent. You're not reliant on family. Lovely. It's how you're relating to family, actually. Healing that wound. Not being reliant on mother or father, not being reliant on how people see you. Expanding away from needing validation from people. Expanding away from needing to have a partnership, needing to have friends. We all need companionship. We really do. Like, it's not just about friendships or, you know, romantic relationships. It's not even about a title. It's really just about tribal energy. It's about sharing energy with each other authentically. And unfortunately, we don't get to do that in a society. So hopefully, when we finally come into community, I'll be very excited because I'm ready for that. And it's really about speaking your truth. Whenever you feel like it's the right time to do so, you really do it. And I'm seeing you having more fun. You're actually seeking out fun. And you're seeking out exploration for yourself. You're really learning a lot about yourself. And your partner is going to be so damn happy they're with you. You're going to be with somebody who's going to really appreciate you. And it's going to be the weirdest thing because you've been around people who do not appreciate you, who make you feel like rubbish, and who basically make you go in a circle and then blame it on you. Like, basically, they are the ones who are hurting and they make you feel bad for it, and that's not good enough. That's not good behaviour. And anyone who makes you feel like that is just trash, basically. So that is how you're going to meet them. It's really not a physical thing. You are going to meet them very naturally. So let's see who this person is then. It's going to be very secret. It's going to be a very big, yeah, it's going to be a very big secret as to how you're going to meet your person. Okay, so they do pretty much a very similar career to you. They're in the same field as what you do. They're very, very connected to themselves. So they're going to be somebody who's very self-aware. They could be a fire sign, quite a high sex drive as well. They're someone who just speaks their truth. They love to flow. They love to kind of, they like trying out new things. They love things like water sports and things like that. They love anything to do with water. They're really into music and they love anything intimate. So they love sharing time with you. They love physical touch, things like that. They're always considering you, and it feels like a really authentic connection. Like, this is actually a real relationship. This is something that if you have had relationships before that have been very uncomfortable, this is the relationship that makes you believe that there are people out there that are for you. A lot of you guys have needed to just be by yourself for a while so you can just figure out your power. Unfortunately, sometimes we just need to do that because if we're around people all the time, we are distracted. You know, we're not fully focusing on ourselves, especially if you are very empathic or you have codependency tendencies. You know, you're naturally going to be drawn to people who don't appreciate you because that's something that you're still working through. So you'll basically learn to flow. This person's also learned to do that. You could also start things like pole dancing, or you'll learn to work with your body more in intimate ways. I'm not going to name them, but in intimate ways you're kind of learning how to do that. I'm also seeing you like you being the lion, and then that's letting your person hear you. So what it's basically saying is expressing yourself in different ways, and just like, don't be afraid to do just any random stuff. Don't be afraid to be seen. Your person is not going to notice you if you're not being yourself. This person could also be a Capricorn as well. This person has also learned to heal from a lot of deep wounding around Capricorn issues. And Capricorn being the 10th house, they're dealing with a lot of issues around the father figure. And they are also dealing with a lot of structure issues as well. They are very structured, so they learn to kind of flow more with that. But yeah, they're really mature. They're very like a very strong, powerful partner. Like, they will support you, and they're a really good business partner actually. Like, they're very good with money. And what I love about this person is they're bringing out the best in you, which is just the best thing. That's why I love relationships. They just fascinate the heck out of me. Okay, so that is your reading, guys. Also, one piece of advice is also do some exercising. I'm picking up on you just needing to get some frustration out. Could be some, you know, intimate frustration that you need to get out too. So that could also help doing some like boxing or running. That really does help with that sort of frustration too. I'm also hearing, like I said, don't be afraid to shine your light. Don't be afraid to let people know who you are. At the end of the day, if you're crushing and forcing yourself in a box, you're not living your life properly. So just do the best you can. You're doing a fucking amazing job. I love you, and I will speak to you in the next video. So thank you so much. My rates are below along with my crystal shop, and I'll speak to you very soon. Bye. Hello, group number 4. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get started with your reading. So you guys chose the beautiful white crystal here. I love this one. It's so calming and peaceful. It feels really lovely. So for a lot of you guys, I'm picking up that you are more on the older side of these groups. I felt like a lot of the groups I was talking to, I don't know, say like teenagers, like young 20-year-olds, doesn't have to be, but I did feel like I was talking to more younger energy. You guys are either an old soul or you are more kind of like mid to late 20s and then onwards. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, you possibly already had a relationship or you've never really had a connection that's really stuck. So we'll have a look and see what's going on. I'm picking up on like you have like a plug socket and a plug, and it just, you can't literally, it just, nothing connects. It's like you, no matter how hard you try or force it, it's like it never gets to the point of a connection or anything that's longevity, or nothing that really stays because it just wasn't the right thing for you. Also, it could be a fear of commitment as well. That could possibly be coming up too. Okay, so let's see. Justice, lovely. You guys are definitely the power people. You're possibly a fire sign or an earth sign is what I'm picking up. Doesn't have to be, but you could be. I am picking up that you guys definitely worry about your independence being taken away from you. You are someone who is definitely struggling to have a connection because you are worried that you will be let down, and that is something that you're going to be healing while you aren't in a relationship. If you choose to, of course, it's up to you, completely up to you. So what I'm seeing is you are somebody who does regret quite a lot. Like you do stuff and then you regret it. Basically, guys, regret is just basically pointless. Like regret is just guilt covered up. So if there's any guilt or anything, really work with that. Work with those emotions. Really feel it to heal it. I know it's scary. My throat chakra is absolutely killing me as I said that. You guys are so scared of being vulnerable. You're not going to be able to attract a partnership if you can't be vulnerable, okay? So when I say a partnership, yes, of course you can attract one, but it might not be the best one for you. You want to be with somebody where you can just, you know, express yourself. I've heard couples and they don't like fart around each other. Like, how the F are you living your life? It's kind of like saying, I'm in a relationship and I never blink. It's like, well, how are you living, girl? Like, you need to learn to just literally be yourself. So something I'm hearing is to really start with your friendships. Start with opening up with your friendships. And if they don't accept you for who you are, they're not the right people. It's really about, don't worry about what people think of you. You guys are amazing in business. You're amazing with, I'm hearing contracts and things that have like outlined rules and restrictions, because you know what to do with those. But when it comes to relationships, it can get a little bit more complicated. So the person you're going to be with is actually quite ready to be with you. Like, I do feel like they're really ready, because you guys are you're very independent. What I'm seeing is too independent, okay? So when you're too independent, it means that basically you can't open up enough. You are struggling with your insecurities and they are overwhelming you. So one thing I'm hearing is to really just put yourself in the driver's seat, okay? Stop waiting for security from other people. Put yourself in a position of you are the main character of your own life. You are the one who makes strong decisions, but also be in silence sometimes. Listen to your thoughts. What are they telling you? Are they telling you I'm scared, I'm fearful, I'm gonna die? Things like that. It can be literally as bad as that. You know, a lot of them can be just intrusive thoughts, and it's about your body trying to protect you from possibly something that happened when you were younger. So one thing I'm seeing is just one thing at a time. So what I'm seeing is you will have to let down some boundaries, in terms of like, not boundaries as in like protecting yourself boundaries. I'm talking about like walls, big giant walls, like you need to let those down. So one thing I'm seeing is to maybe, if you have like co-workers, ask them out for a drink, ask them out to go and do some fun things away from work where there isn't rules and restrictions. Also is to get away from those dating apps. They are basically soul sucking. They are not fun to be around, because what they do is they basically set you up for disappointment, because you are the one in charge of choosing. And if you're not too sure who you want yet, then you're not going to be able to choose, you know. So letting the universe choose for you, ask for help, ask for guidance, let the universe guide you, and also be open to assistance. Like, let people assist you, let people help you, ask for help more, you know, ask for support more, maybe have some sort of therapist for support or a friend to support you. Like, let people into your life more. That is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing your heart chakra is really, really suffering. I feel like your heart chakra is kind of underactive, so it's basically like part of you is very fearful of opening up, and you don't actually have to open up to anyone. You can just open up to yourself, but that can be equally as terrifying. You know, it can be like, oh my god, I don't want to admit this to myself. At the end of the day, if you're the only one admitting it to yourself, no one knows, then what is the harm? You know, you got to start somewhere. So I know I'm giving you probably guys a hard time, but I hope this is resonating with some of you guys. It just feels really, really like I got to get in there poke you a little bit, give you a little nudge, you know, get my scorpionic words out there. So the Ace of Pentacles is saying that you are fully in control. This person most likely is older than you. I'm seeing 3 to 4 years older than you. I'm seeing 34. So they could be around that age. Of course, take it as it resonates. That's for some of you guys. King of Swords is a really powerful energy. Someone who knows themselves, loves themselves, and does the damn thing without any judgment. Basically just living as a human, breathing as a human being. If you are very earthy, you may be very perfectionistic, and that is causing you to not be with someone because you are so judgmental on yourself. Everything has to be a certain way, and that's not true. You just got to look at nature. Nature is so friggin' messy. Like, do you know how long it took me to put those petals around? It took me quite a while because nature is messy. Like, using like natural things, like these are real petals, like putting natural things like in a place is very difficult. All you have to do is buy a house plant, give it water, give it sunlight, boom, it's going to grow a massive afro. So it's going to grow massive weeds, and like it's going to go everywhere, and like it's just going to be beautiful and big and gorgeous and voluptuous, you know. So that is what happens when you add love to something. It grows. So if you're not adding love to yourself, where the frick frack is it going? Are you giving it to people that don't deserve you? Are you giving it to family who can easily just do things for themselves? This is very, very particular, and if this resonates, I really hope it does. It feels very, very powerful, this reading. So it feels like you guys are really stepping into your feminine energy, like fucking intensely, okay? So just be very, very kind to yourself, guys. You're doing a really, really good job. Beautiful. Get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. And then we have play. A lot of you guys really aren't playing at the moment. It's hard. It's hard in this life. This life is so freaking serious sometimes. I don't know what that word was. It was fecking or fricking. Have fun, celebrate. Don't be so serious. Let your light shine. You are so talented. Like, where is that talent going, guys? Like, really, really shine it to people. People want to know what you're about. People want to know what you're really, really good at. Lovely. Beautiful. You guys are really needing to come back to your physical body. You are the overthinkers. You are, and you're very in your mental body a lot. You really do struggle with coming into your body because you might be quite, like I said, very earthy. So really root yourself. Get yourself some hematite, some shungite, some black tourmaline is amazing as well, especially if you're around computers a lot. So we have zincite, number 44, physical body, root chakra. And then we have fluorite, spirit guides, third eye chakra. So we then have the Magi, and let's see what else we have. Gorgeous. So part of you, when you meet your partner, is going to be in your soul work. You're going to be doing something that lights you up, makes you feel really good. But right now, you might not know what that is. And if you do, that's equally as amazing. Keep doing it, girl. You're doing this world an amazing favour. You're doing your job, basically. You're doing what you're meant to be here to do. So we have patience. Yeah. A lot of you guys expect to be in a relationship at a certain time. The best thing you can do is to let it be. You have no control over when you are meeting your partner, but you have full control over how you interact with yourself and how you live your life in between, okay? If you actually live for a partner, you're not living for your life. I'm hearing it's not an attractive quality, you know. I sound really like I'm really giving you guys a hard time, but honestly, I mean it in the most kindest way. Like, if you're not giving yourself enough love, you're literally going to be empty before you meet someone. And you want to be able to sustain a connection. You want to be able to have a long-term connection where you're happy, you know. It's really hard to have connections long-term where we're happy, because society is not a good way of teaching us how to live our lives. We're not together. We're in boxes. We've got pollution. We've got EMF waves. Like, how the frick frack are we supposed to live? We're not, basically. So the best thing you can do is to look after yourself. You know, that's the least we can do for ourselves. So your physical body, so important. Your spirit guides are around you, helping you in this point in time. Your soul work, so damn important. Like, if anything, just focus on what you're really, really good at, whatever you enjoy, and bring more of that into your life. You guys deserve it. And also have more fun. Watch some really funny things. Do something for the sake of it. Maybe do something for your child, for your inner child. Maybe go like on a trampoline park or ice skating rink or something. Or, you know, if you have like a birthday coming up, do something fun for your birthday, you know, even if it's just being at home, doing something fun, like doing something random. This is going to help you to get more into your childlike energy. I have a really weird pain in my nose, and it feels like, you know, when you are underwater and you spin around really fast and water goes up your nose, it feels like that. So I don't know if that's synchronicity. I don't really know what that is. It feels like a blockage in my face. So let's see how you're going to meet this partnership. Yeah, a lot of you guys are using work as a distraction, and unfortunately your guides are picking up on that and saying, girl, it's time to heal it. Lovely. So what I'm seeing is we have the 9th house, seeking and sextile opportunity. This is showing me you guys are going to come into a sense of collaboration. Yeah, we have the beautiful plant here. Yeah, it's growing. Lovely. So what I'm seeing is you're going to learn to extend your roots out more. I'm getting a lot of like plant analogy. Setting your roots down and expanding out. At the moment, you're just a plant flapping in the breeze, not connecting to the soil, not connecting to the sun, just flapping around. You've got to get those roots, dig them into the ground, get grounded. And then when you do, when you feel safe enough, you're going to extend your roots out and you're going to start to send out feelers. You're going to start to be more vulnerable with people. You're going to start to talk to possibly more random people. You know, give compliments, things like that, where you can just gradually just open up more, and that's what you're going to do. And I feel like when you're by yourself, you actually feel a lot more happier. So maybe just be by yourself for a bit longer, you know, and not be around people who just suck the life out of you. You also could be coming into a more authentic career that just lights you up and makes you feel really good. Some of you guys, you could be feeling like you're on a spiritual quest right now, and it's because in a past life you're most likely a spiritual guru. Some of you guys, you were a journalist as well, and you knew a lot about everything that was going on. And it was your kind of your journey to like show people that. So maybe you're a starseed, you know, maybe you're somebody who sees things from a higher perspective. Yeah, beautiful. You guys are going through a crap ton of transformation. You have a lot of air in your chart. You guys are really, really looking after yourself, which is really, really great. I love that. We love that. So this person could also be an air sign, Libra or Aquarius. They could have very strong Pluto, which means they could have Scorpio. We have Uranus, which is lovely. You guys are going through massive breakthroughs. That's why I was feeling, wow, we have a lot of planets. You guys are going through massive breakthroughs, which is why I felt some really intense energy from you guys. So we have Uranus, we have Jupiter, we have Aquarius, Libra and Pluto, which is really, really lovely. Okay, we have the 5th house. And we have sextile opportunity. Lovely. So once you come into more of your playful energy, maybe take a class, do something random for yourself, look after yourself, you're going to meet this person pretty quickly, because you have now learned, which is your karma, to let go of the control, let go of perfectionism, and be more softer on yourself, be more kinder to yourself. You deserve that. And you are the front seat of that train. You are the driver's seat. You are the main character. So really, really act like it. You know, you've got a beautiful life force. You're really working on your ego and your life force. And it does feel also you might be too much in your masculine energy, where your feminine energy is just kind of like, girl, I need some space. I need to breathe. So what this is saying is, like I said, to do more things that are light-hearted, so you can get that feminine energy moving a bit more, get that heartfelt energy open, and you're going to manifest this partner in the best way. And I also see that this person has very equal values to you. So once you can figure out who you are more without the trauma on you, then you're going to feel really, really good. Okay, so have a lovely day. My rates and my crystal shop are down below, and I'll speak to you very soon. Bye.